All right, so moving on. We've got an interesting matchup here for Wildcard Weekend. I believe this is the first game we will see for Wildcard Weekend. We've got the Indianapolis Colts heading down to Buffalo to take on the Bills. This is going to be an interesting matchup. When you look at it on paper, everything just screams Buffalo by just so many points. But you know what? I'm going to give the Colts the benefit of the doubt. This is definitely going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be close. And let's just get into it. So, a couple things for the most part. Colts, they seem to be relatively healthy. I think everything's going well for them. But for the Bills, they've got both Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley as questionable for this game. I do believe Diggs is going to play. I'm not 100% sure on Beasley because they said his injury was a little bit more severe. But I do know at least Stephon Diggs is going to play. So, at least they know for the most part, their firepower on offense should be there. Josh Allen's good. Everyone else is good. Everyone's fine. So we'll see what happens with that. And for the Colts, not much injuries really to deal with them. So that should be good for them, and they should be relatively fine. Now, let's get into this matchup. When we look at it toe for toe, offensively, defensively, just in general, what do we get? Offensively, let's look at the quarterbacks. I don't think we got to debate this. Josh Allen right now is just a better quarterback than Phillip Rivers. Josh Allen's been one of the 3 best quarterbacks this season. He has been balling out. He's been playing at such a high level. And when you just look at his performance and look at the way he's played this season, you could argue he should be the MVP. I mean, he had an amazing season. Just an amazing season. Put up a lot of historic numbers for the Bills. Just a spectacular season from Josh Allen. It feels like this is his moment. He's finally arrived. He's showing he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and his development has been so great. He's taken that next step. So I'm definitely going to put him here, especially over Phillip Rivers that's at the end of his road. I'm sorry. Phillip Rivers at the end of his road. I don't know how much he has left. I thought he should have retired after last year, but hey, what do I know? He got to the playoffs, but I don't know if this team could really go on a run for the championship. So, I don't know. Quarterback-wise, I'm just taking the Bills. Receiving core, again, I'm taking the Bills. You just look at what they bring to the table when they're healthy, and you look at their guys. Don't know if John Brown's going to play in the game as well. I mean, he's definitely been injured for pretty much a good chunk of this season. Don't know if he's going to play, but if not, it's fine. When they're healthy, you get a John Brown if they're healthy, and you get Stephon Diggs, and you got Cole Beasley. You just got these weapons here. And I believe they added Kenny Steele. So just so much variety on this Bills offense. And it's better than anything the Colts can offer you. Just anything the Colts can offer you is just better here in Buffalo. So I clearly got to give the receiving edge to the Bills. Running game. I'm going to give the edge, at least coming into this matchup, I feel like I'm going to give the edge to the Colts because Jonathan Taylor has been going off. And Jonathan Taylor is the key to the Colts possibly pulling off an upset. So I'm going to give the edge when it comes to the running game to Jonathan Taylor because this guy has been beasting and feasting for the Colts. So, yeah, I'm going to give him that edge. Offensive line, I'm also giving the edge to the Colts because the Colts have one of the better offensive lines in the league. So I'm definitely going to give them the edge. Though Buffalo's offensive line has been really great. They've given a lot of time for Josh Allen. They've been shaky at times, but overall I think they've been relatively good. I'm just going to give the edge to Indianapolis because not always, but this season they've definitely had one of the best offensive lines in the league. Obviously we know why because they spent years building that up for a certain individual that we all miss. Can't think about the pass. He's not coming back. But you know what? Yeah, that offensive line, I just feel like it's a little bit better than the offensive line in Buffalo. And the running game, I'm also going to give the edge to the Colts as well. Not to say that the running game that they have in Buffalo is bad. I'm just going to give the edge to the Colts there because Jonathan Taylor has been tearing it up. Overall, when you look at the offenses, the clear edge goes to the Buffalo Bills. They just got a better offense. They got a better quarterback. They've been explosive. They've been hurting teams bad. They have been putting up points in bunches. I mean, they've been blowing teams out. This is such a dangerous Bills squad. And a lot of us are hoping to see what they can do in the postseason. Because, a lot of people don't want to speak on this, but Josh Allen also has to prove himself in the postseason this year. The way his first playoff game was not a good look for him. And he's looking to reamp that. Now that he's a better quarterback that's been in that experience, that's been in the playoffs and has that bad experience, he wants to rewrite that. And this time he wants to come out here and start this off the right way and go on a championship run. So I'm just going to give the edge to Josh Allen and his offense over Phillip Rivers and his offense. Defensively, it's going to be tough. How do I do this? So I'm looking at the secondary, and I think edge-wise for the secondary, I'm going to give the edge to the Bills. I think just because the fact that they got one of the best corners in the league, I want to give them the edge for that. However, it's not like the Colts secondary is something to sleep at. I'm just looking at this Bills defense just as a whole, and that secondary is elite. I mean, they don't give up a lot of points over the top. Like when they are on their game, they don't give up a lot of points over the top. So I gotta give the edge to the Bills when it comes to the secondary. Linebacking core, this is tough. I'm feeling the need to want to give this to the Colts. I've seen both their linebacking cores. I feel the need to give it to the Colts. I feel like it's relatively close. So, how do I do this? Yeah, I'm just feeling that. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, man, I just want to give that to the Colts. The Colts just seem to have it's very close to me because, I've seen both their linebacking cores and I'm just liking what I'm seeing from the Colts linebackers as of recently. But, yeah, I'm just going to give the edge for the linebacking to the Colts. And when it comes to front sevens, both these guys have been relatively solid this year. I still think the edge goes to Buffalo. In the front seven, they've definitely been a little bit better with the pass rush. However, actually, no, I feel like I want to give this to the Colts. Like, I've seen the Colts defense, and the Colts defense is highly underrated. They've been one of the best defenses in the league. They've done a great job bringing pressure, and they've done a great job stopping big plays. Except they haven't been doing that recently, though, because, they blew that 17-point lead. So part of me wants to give that front seven edge to the Colts, but I've just been seeing how this front seven has been putting on pressure on the other quarterbacks, and they've just been showing up and doing their thing. So I'm just going to give that to the Bills. Overall, when I look at the defenses, I think it's somewhat relatively close. Overall, when you look at the season, not the last couple of weeks, clearly the Bills' defense has just been better than the Colts' defense. But, overall, based on what I've seen from the season from both of them, I'm going to give the edge to the Bills' defense. I think they're better overall. However, this Colts defense is nothing to sleep at. This is a very tough Colts defense, and if they can go out there and play their A game, they could definitely make it difficult for Josh Allen and his offense. So when you look at it offensively and defensively, the edge both go to the Bills. However, I think this is going to be a relatively close game. I think they've got a great chance. My bad. Excuse me. I think they got a great chance to come out here and pull off somewhat of an upset. I think they can come out here for the Colts. I think they can come out here, and it really depends on their run game. They can go out there early on, get the run game going, and see what they can do. And if they can get the ground game going against the Bills, they've got a great job. They got a really great shot. Now, when it comes to predictions, how do I see this going? I'm taking the Bills. I'm sorry. I feel like an upset's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to be this game. I don't feel like the upset's going to be here. I just don't see the Colts going into Buffalo and upsetting this Bills squad. The way the Bills have been playing, they've been arguably the best team in the league. So I just don't know. Unless the offense for the Bills come out flat, I don't see how the Colts can manage to pull this off. I think the Bills are just going to be doing their thing. They're going to impose their will on the Colts defense, and they're going to come out here, start off hot, and then keep that flow for the most part maintaining. For the most part, they're going to maintain that level of flow for pretty much the whole game. Defensively, they're going to force Phillip Rivers to make a mistake and cause a turnover. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Phillip Rivers is bound to turn the ball over. Now, again, with the run game, if they can establish that and make that their main priority, and they just make sure Phillip Rivers makes smart decisions, I don't think a turnover is going to happen. But I'm looking at this Buffalo squad, man, that defense, they're going to force a turnover on Phillip Rivers. So I think the Bills are going to take this victory. They're also going to move on to the divisional round. And based on how I think things are going to go in the AFC, I believe they will end up getting a rematch against the Steelers in the divisional round, because it'll be the 2 seed against the 3 seed. And I know Pittsburgh wants that revenge, but that will be an interesting game, because I already got Pittsburgh beating Cleveland, and now I think the Bills are going to take this victory over the Colts. Colts have a good shot to upset if they can get Jonathan Taylor going. If they can get Jonathan Taylor going, if they don't turn the ball over, and if their defense can force Josh Allen to make a couple mistakes, I think the Colts can pull off an upset. Other than that, I don't see how the Colts win this game. I'm giving it to the Bills. The Bills seem ready. It seems like they're ready to compete for a championship. It seems like this is their time to shine. This is their time to do their thing, and they're going to go out there and win this game. So I'm going to give the Bills the win in this one. They're going to move on to the divisional round. They're probably going to face off against the Steelers because I think the Steelers are also going to win their game. And we'll just see what happens with that. With that being said, man, that's really all I got for this. And we'll see what happens on Saturday. Playoffs should be interesting. That's all I got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.